My hair is like a wreck and doing nothing but aggravating me. Anyway, hey guys, I am super excited to do this review. I have wanted this for so long and went back and forth on whether or not to get it, blah 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 blah, and I finally picked it up because they had a 25% off sale recently. So, I got the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Contour, what's the exact name of this? Contour palette is just what it's called. So this is just awesome packaging. It's got like this creepy eyeball peeking through a stitched up book, I guess. Really cool. And then it's got all the color names on the back of it. I'm going to do what I usually do and insert swatches and stuff as I talk about the colors. The inside also looks like a little book. It's got a tiny mirror that's kind of off-center, which is weird. But I guess that they have to like compensate for the hinge here. But that's what that looks like. All the shadows pop out and are like refillable, but I'm not sure if I don't think they sell the single pans. Maybe they will in the future and that's why they did this. But you get 12 shades in here and they vary from blushes and bronzers to like grayish contour colors, and then these two are good highlighters. These can be used on the face or the eyes, so that's pretty awesome. I have this shade right here on as blush today, and I used this deeper brownish grayish color on the outer corner of my eyes. And what else did I use? I used the light gray to kind of blend everything out, and I used this cream color as my highlight. So I did use this for most of my eye makeup today, and then I used the Melt Radioactive eyeshadow stack for the green that's on my eyes. But anyways, I'm gonna go through, I'll do the top row first, because these are kind of like the, I don't know, they're not really segmented into different, I mean, I would say the bottom row is bronzers, but this is definitely like a highlight shade. The middle is definitely blush, and then the top is more contour, but this is a highlight shade too. So I'm gonna go straight across the top like this. Starting with the first row, up top, this one is called Dark Cool. It's a very deep, cool-toned brown, but it's not like insanely pigmented, so you don't have to worry about going super crazy with it. This is definitely going to be more of like an eyeshadow color for me than a contour color because it's a little dark for my skin tone, but it would definitely work as a contour on darker skin tones. That's what that looks like. The next one is Medium Cool, which is more of a grayish, like a dark gray. It doesn't have as much of the brown tinge to it. Really, really nice color. This is what I have on the outer corner of my eyes today, or the outer half of my lids actually. And they just, the texture of these is dry. It's not like super creamy, but they blend amazingly. Like every one of these colors blends amazingly, just like their eyeshadows. I have one of their palettes, the Supernatural one. I use that constantly because it's so awesome. And I should also mention that every shade in here is matte, so it's a nice like neutral matte eyeshadow palette as well. The next one here is Light Cool. That's the super light gray. This is definitely going to come in handy for like Halloween contouring, where if you want to look ghostly. Well, more like a Halloween highlight, I should say. Super, super light gray. I do like that they have gray tones in here because that's what you usually want to use to contour your face, because just contouring with bronzer doesn't always work because you want to create shadows, and shadows are gray, not brown. And then the last one here is just white, so it's a straight up white. Awesome to use as a highlighter. Again, I like a shimmery highlighter. I'm sure you guys know that by now, but I like a matte highlighter for my eyeshadows under my brow bone, so this is perfect. It's just a white, Really, really nicely pigmented, not chalky. Whites are really hard to come by, like a good quality white eyeshadow, much like yellows and reds. So now we're on the second row. These are more blushes. The first one is just called Pink, which is like a medium, almost like a peachy, this one's kind of hard to explain. It's more of like a peachy pink, definitely a darker shade. Second one is Beige Pink. This is like a darker mauve color. I don't really get much pink out of this, but it's definitely a mauve. Again, super blendable, super nice. And you can like mix and match and blend these colors together to make different colors, which is nice. The third one is Medium Pink. This is a nice, almost like a pastel coral. Salmon is a good way to describe this. It's a salmon-y color. Really pretty. And then the last one is the blush that I have on my cheeks right now. It is Light Pink. And I didn't think this was going to show up too good on me because it is so light, but it actually does. It's a really nice, understated baby pink blush. You can just barely see it there, but that's what that one looks like. Then we go on to the brownish kind of bronzer shades. First one is Dark Brown. You can probably tell that they have like that dry texture to them, just like as soon as you touch it, it's a very dry shadow, which is actually when I first got their Supernatural palette, I was like, I touched it and I was like not expecting much pigmentation, but it's crazy how pigmented they are. And they just blend so well. I was expecting them to be chalky and they're not at all. So that is Dark Brown. Eden is watching the Pajanimals. I tried to get him to stay quiet because Steven's not home right now and I really wanted to film this video, and he freaks out over that show. The next one is just called Brown, and it's a very, I don't know, like a medium tannish brown. This is definitely like, I don't use bronzer much, but if I do, I go for a shade like this because it's not orangey, it's like dark enough to show up on my skin tone, but not too dark. Did I say not too dark? I just can't speak lately. The third one is Light Brown. This is another nice contour shade for The third one is Light Brown. This is another nice bronzer for pale people. It's very, very light. Not orangey at all. I can't stand orangey bronzers. I don't know why anyone would use them. They just make you look like an Oompa Loompa. The last one is Cream Yellow. And this reminds me of that shade, like the banana shade in the Anastasia palette, which I don't have, but everybody swears by that to like set their under eye concealer. It's not like super yellowish, it's just a nice cream. Look how pigmented it is, it's like insane. And this is another like nice brow highlight as well. Or face highlight if you like a matte highlight. But it's so hard to find light colors like this and the white, that are actually pigmented and blend nice and aren't chalky. So that is everything. This to me was totally worth it. It's normally $74, which is what was putting me off from buying it for so long. The sale was a 25% off code. Unfortunately, I think it ends today, which sucks. It was Winter Blues, I think, was the code. But it made it 55, so I had to grab it because they very rarely have sales, and I had been like eyeballing it for so long, and you know how those things that you just like obsess over? That was this for me, among other things, but this was just like in the back of my head, like I have to get that if they have a sale. So they had a sale and I had to order it. It only took 4 days to get here, I think, from California. Is that where they are? It just says made in USA. I'm pretty sure it came from California. I don't even have the thing. But anyways, it only took a few days to get here. Totally worth it. I love this company. I have one of their lipsticks. I have their Supernatural eye palette, and now I have this palette. And all three of these things, like the lipstick I use constantly, the eyeshadow palette I use constantly, and this is going to get a ton of love. This is just... My camera memory filled up before I could finish what I was saying, so this looks really cool just sitting on my vanity, so I love it. But I am going to get a ton of use out of this because it's just awesome and the quality is amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I will have all my social media links below. If you haven't subscribed to me already, please do, and I will talk to you in my next video.